London Reels, Way Better Idea, sponsored by Xbrain. Email is an important tool to be productive and communicate with the world. But let's face it, most of us spend our day looking at the top 5 lines of our inbox to see who has replied to us. What's the solution? Take your email offline. Shut down the rest of the world, and that way you can concentrate on replying to those important emails, creating proposals to send to new clients, or just brainstorming on new people that you need to contact. After 2 hours, let the floodgates open and you can start reacting to other people's agenda for your time. That's today's Way Better Idea, brought to you by the folks at Xbrain. If you want to check out their Way Better protein powder, it's grass-fed, free range, and tasty as hell. You get 15% off with the code LondonReal. Click on the link below or go to xbrain.co.uk. Peace.
You know, I saw you giving a talk to the UFC fighter Anthony Pettis. Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. He fights at I was going to go fight at 145 pounds. And you give talks to like major league sports teams. And I'm just wondering you're walking into these elite of the elite athletes. You know, you're a big Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah,
I was thinking to myself, what would Eric Thomas have said to Michael Jordan, you know, back in the day? And you're walking into these guys on the top to the top of their games. And what do you think when you walk in there as far as how do you approach, you know, that versus say a big, you know, mermaid show where you got more different kinds of people, and what was your most memorable one?
You're definitely focused like that, and I'm gonna say Pettis, and I'm only gonna say Pettis because there was this rumor out that, you know, he had a real slight chance to win. You know, there were people who were thinking, you know, like, because he had lost a major fight, you know, maybe two or three fights, you know, before.
Yeah, Clay Guida or something.
So people were like, you know, this kid is good, but he's not ready. He's not mature. He's a choker, if you will.
And his opponent, Cowboy Cerrone, is no joke.
Yeah, no joke whatsoever. You know, so in my mind, I'm thinking, what's Pettis thinking? You know, beyond the glit and the glimmer. You know what I'm saying? Beyond all of the, you know, the hurrah, he's at United Center. You speak of MJ, when we walk in, that's MJ's house. So we're in MJ's house. And I've got to stay focused like, don't focus on that right now. You know, because that's big for me, that I went from this kid who was homeless and a high school dropout to I'm in this form now, this arena. And this kid wants me to walk out. So I'm thinking in my mind, what is he thinking? What is he thinking? Not the good stuff. But what is his fear? What is his black hole? And what do I say to this kid to get him to look beyond all of that and to stay focused? Because if he could be who he is, he can win this thing. I mean, physicality, he has it. He's got some phenomenal moves. Like, he's doing some stuff that nobody else is doing.
Crazy
stuff. Right? And if I could get him to be him and not get caught up in this fight, who he's fighting, what's at stake. If I could get him to be who, and that's the only reason I went in the ring, because I believed in this kid. I don't go into somebody, like, my name is on the line here. You know, if he loses, or people are like, whoa, E.T., maybe he's not that deep of a motivator. So it's important to me. You know, I'm putting my name on the line, I'm putting my character on the line, I'm putting my future, my career on the line. So I'm going in there and I'm thinking, like, what's on this kid's mind? You know, so I had a chance to meet up with him and practice, work out with him and get in his world, you know, and talk to him before the big fight. I'm talking to everybody that knows him, and I'm like, what makes this kid click? What's his why? And if I can make him focus on his why and not focus on anything else, he's going to go in here and murder this dude. You know, so it's crazy because once this dude on his team fights the fight before and gets murder. I mean, eye cut, blood all over the place. They got to stop the fight.
Was he on the mat that day when you spoke to him? Was he in the same room?
He was in the room, but I only spoke to Pettis really that day.
Okay, yeah.
You know, that was my, you know, but he was still a part of the team. So I'm like, oh, I hope Pettis isn't watching this. I'm hoping, you know, Ant's not like, what in the world is going on? You know, and so I'm just in the room with Ant. We's playing the music, and I'm in his head. I'm looking at him, and I believe that when you get to the level that, you know, these guys are on, you have to be able to say what you're saying and use words only when necessary. I mean, this is a different level. So I'm not going in here just blabbing and just talking to be talking. These guys need to stay focused. So I want to use as least words as possible, you know. And so I'm thinking, got to keep this kid focused. I got to remind him of who he is and why he's here. And we walk into the rink. I'm talking about, you can feel the energy. And I'm walking in, and people are like, E.T.'s with Pat. E.T. what up? And I'm like, Pettis. This is Pettis.
You walked out with him.
Yeah, I walked out. I walk out with him. You know, and
heavy.
you know, he goes in the ring. I go back. I can't watch it. So I go back in with his little brother.
You didn't watch it?
Yeah, now, and we watch it from TV. I can't be in there. I can't be in there. And I'm talking about you remember the fight? He goes in there, and in 2 minutes, he murders the dude. In 2 minutes, he murders him, and I'm like, yeah.
This week on London Real, Max Kaiser is back to talk crowdfunding and George Galloway's run for mayor of London.
Raise a million, X number of thousands of people want this. They want me as mayor. This is the target. And either it's yes or no. It's a binary outcome. It's a serious attempt, again, to disrupt this political process, which everyone agrees is completely corrupted by big business, big corporations. There's the mayor's office, and then there's the mayor's public relations office. And it's a parade all day long of big business, you know, coming through that office, looking to do deals. Boris Johnson's over in China in a helicopter and saying Chinese people come to London. You know, well, what about all the jobs that ended up going to China?
On Sunday, London Real presents Max Kaiser, crowdfunding.
Let's see what the people want, not what the people are going to be sold through the corruption of the BBC.